Welcome to Cape Breton Movers and Shakers, where we have conversations with people who are doing good things here in Cape Breton. I'm Richard Lorway, president of goCapeBreton.com, and today I'm talking with Courtney Smith, owner of the Flying Kite Artisan Shop in Baddeck, Nova Scotia. Welcome, Courtney.
Hi.
So your place looks great. Your space there. Yeah, I see you have some art behind you on the walls.
We do. We're filled with art. Thank you for noticing.
So tell me about Flying Kite. How did it come about?
Well, I guess that there's no real short answer for that one, so I'll try and give you a brief one. I ran a gallery in Baddeck for my mom for 5 years, and then once COVID happened, the need for changes to the business kind of became more and more obvious, and the time was of the essence.
Right.
So in thinking of all the changes I would make to her business, I realized I was kind of coming up with a new business of my own. And despite maybe some arguments that now was not a great time to start a business, I did. So as of July, I'm owner of the Flying Kite, and I run an Atlantic Canadian artisan shop in Baddeck.
Right. So the previous one was Victoria County Crates, correct?
Yes. Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Just so viewers know. And it was the same location?
Yeah, we're in the same spot, but a lot has changed, especially in the last even 6 months. I feel like we've really evolved, and I'm really happy with where the shop is now, and I'm really happy to represent over 150 Atlantic Canadian artisans.
Wow. So the mission clearly changed from Victoria County almost exclusively to.
Yeah, we expanded geographically, and that allowed us to bring in a lot more variety, not only in the artisan goods, but in what we're offering. So we now have a lot more where we maybe carried like paintings, textiles, woodwork before. We now also have a huge book selection, a children's section, food items that we couldn't carry before. It's we've grown a lot. Yeah.
So the process of curating something like this, I'm assuming it's you who does this, correct?
Me and my coworker Kira.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So how do you decide? Is it what excites you personally, or what you think will sell, or?
There's a little bit of a balance there. I think I've developed a really good gut intuition into what other people will like or enjoy, or what is a good product, and definitely quality standards for everything. It has to meet that first. But yeah, it is ultimately just me and my coworker Kira deciding what's a good fit in the shop.
Right. So now looking at there's a bit of a bio of you online. You grew up on the Artisan Loop. And so for those who don't know, what is it and where is it?
Right. So the Artisan Loop is a chunk of the Cabot Trail, and it's kind of like the Scenic Bay Drive around heading up towards Ingonish. And along that route, there just happens to be some really incredible artisans who've set up their own studios and shops there. And my mom was one of them. So I got to grow up in that community. And I for the longest time, kind of thought that was what everywhere was like. Truthfully, and then realized it wasn't. So even though there's creative people everywhere, the sense of community from that collective of people was really like they were all definitely there to support one another. And I just kind of thought that was such a great way to be. And that was kind of missing in this area.
Okay, great. So you obviously grew up working with your hands, working on projects, doing that kind of stuff, correct?
Yeah, I've dabbled in my mom's medium of stained glass and many others. I landed in enamel painting as my I guess my favorite medium, but yeah, I'm well versed in a lot of creative techniques.
Right. And so when you went to university, you pursued that further?
Yeah, I actually focused in sculpture when I was in university, but I've jumped again since that time.
Right, right. So you're located in Baddeck, which is, as we know, is a very vibrant community, especially in the summertime with all the visitors and tourists. Do you depend upon visitors for most of your sales?
I would say that remains to be seen. I feel like since we've started as the Flying Kite, I've kind of went ahead with this new mentality that I'm here for the local community.
Right,
And boost from tourism is great, but that's not what I'm here for. Um, so with that shift in mind, I am open year round, and tourism is definitely an important part. And I have lots of artisans that would agree with that statement. There's definitely a sales boost in July and August, but
right,
I think that the community support is definitely here.
right. Okay, okay. And how busy is Baddeck in the wintertime?
Well, once you remove all the tourists, it does get a little quiet. So
Right.
I would say it's, I would almost liken to a rural community in a sense. There's a couple banks on the main street and a coffee shop that will keep everything going, but it's pretty quiet
Right.
other than
Okay.
that.
So when I look at, and you sell online now too, correct? So,
We do, yeah.
and how
We
is that going?
it's been growing slowly. My coworker Kira, she handles all of our social media, the website, and all the photography for the products. So if you've ever been like, "Oh, that looks so gorgeous," it's Kira
Oh, really?
photographing it. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's done a really great job at that, and I think we've really, again, doing the social media for your business is like having another business. It takes its own person, and for those small businesses that are doing it all, like being the face of their business and doing all the bookkeeping and doing all the social media, like good for them. But I can definitely see why um, there's not enough time in the day.
No.
And now
No.
that we're growing, we need to put more and more time into that. So Kira's
Right.
been doing a great job. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I looked at, so there you on some of the photos are collections, if you will,
Yeah.
right? Which look like they're curated to be look like a collection. And is the purpose of that to try to help people visualize how art can fit in their lives, kind of thing?
Absolutely. Yeah. My coworker, Kira, she and I both have a love for interior design and artwork.
Right.
So it definitely feels like a good marriage. We love showing people the possibilities with the artwork. And this isn't for artwork can be for anyone. It can definitely fit in your home.
Right. Now I know, well, my wife's an artist, as you know, and she's in your shop as well. Disclaimer, I guess. But I know that when you're purchasing a piece of art, it's kind of a different process. Like you see it the first time and you kind of react to it, and often you go away and you think about it, and at some point you decide, I can't live without this.
I would say that is definitely the majority of our the large art piece sales. Um, People have gone away, lost sleep about it, and are calling or emailing or like, "Is it still there? Please tell me it's still there."
Yeah.
And um, hopefully for them, I get to say yes, it is, and we can make arrangements for shipping or pickup.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
You kind of have to fall in love with a piece of art before you decide that you need to have it. Yeah.
yeah. I think even just this season, there's been like 3 or 4 that I've arranged via email or phone call. And it's to people who have truly fallen in love with a piece of artwork and then haven't been able to stop thinking about it. It really spoke to them. It really meant something without even knowing the story behind the piece. It doesn't matter. They've connected with the artwork. And that's really special. Yeah.
It is. It's one of the best things about art, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
If not the best thing.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. All righty. So I guess my last question is a bit open-ended, but do you have any advice for aspiring artists or artisans?
I Knowing that you would ask me a question like this, I think the best advice I could give would be to try and find balance. it's something I continue to struggle with, and I by no means have found that perfect balance. And when I mean balance with work and outside of work life, it can be really all-consuming running a business, and it's really important to make that time to nourish yourself, keep your mental health strong, and find time for family and friends who kind of give you that energy back that you need to do a really good job at your job. That's been challenging. It's the tendency is to I'll just work. I'll just keep working. But I think the answer is don't do that. Your work will be better if you take a minute.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
perfect.
me. Yeah, I'm trying to live that advice right now.
Right. Good for you. Good for you. Well, listen, thanks so much for your time today, Courtney.
Thank you, Richard.
I've been speaking with Courtney Smith, owner of Flying Kite Artisan Shop in Baddeck, Nova Scotia, and we'll see you next time on Cape Breton Movers and Shakers.